Well, I'm making my second video of the day. I had a little extra time. Need a haircut. I looked in the mirror and, well, I'll get a haircut. And that's, uh, well, I'll give you an example of a haircut. Um, I like to use what's called a positivity sandwich, where you say something positive and then you say something negative and then you put something positive back on, like a sandwich. It's just called a positivity sandwich. Uh, Haircuts. Um, I don't have a lot of hair left to cut, but um, I usually get my hair cut um, from a little shop. It's not too far from the subdivision that I live in. And a haircut for a guy is $2. Um, I usually give him $4. Sometimes I give him 5. If it's around like a holiday or feeling extra generous, maybe I'll give him $5 for a haircut. I think $2 is pretty cheap, but I've been going to the same barber for quite a while, and he's a really nice guy. Maybe I'll take a video one day of his shop and show you, but it's just a small little building, small little shop. I was going to go today. Get my earpiece out. I was going to go today and get my hair cut. I went for a bicycle ride this morning. And I went past his shop because I came back. I go to the gym. Anyway, so like I said, I need to get a haircut, $2 with a tip, maybe 4 or 5. But riding my bicycle around, I get to see a lot. I have a mountain bike, and a lot of the roads over here are really, really bad, especially out in the subdivision I live in. The roads are nice, they're cement, but you get out 5 minutes from my house, from the subdivision, and you get into what they call the villages. The roads are unmaintained, a lot of them. They have some cement, a lot of big potholes, very rough on a car. I don't believe you could drive a sports car down those roads without damaging it. Motos can go around the big, huge potholes, and some of the potholes are as big as a car, and they're probably a foot deep. So, but on my bicycle, I get to go around every road. I would say within, maybe 4 or 5 miles of my subdivision, I've been on every single road, trail, any place I could possibly go on my bicycle. I wear a helmet, gloves, some safety gear because of the roads. I have fallen a few times, but nothing serious. Anyway, so I go for a bicycle ride. I try to do it every morning, but sometimes I cannot. I did today, and I went past the barber because I wanted to go to the gym. So, anyways, that's another one of the very cheap things that you can get done over here. I don't know how much haircuts are in the USA anymore. I haven't been to the USA it's coming up on 4 years. I will probably be going there in the first part of December. I have some credit cards that have expired, and my ATM card for the USA has expired. And I haven't been there to buy stock, to buy supplies. There's a lot of things that very difficult to get over here. T-shirts like this, these tank tops, especially if you're a big guy. I am 6'2", and I weigh about 230 pounds. So most of your Asians are pretty small people, so it's hard for me to find tank tops. And boxer briefs. They don't really have boxer briefs over here. You can get briefs or you can get boxers, but they don't have boxer briefs. And if they do, they're like for children. So anyways, just some things I need to pick up at Walmart. So I'm going to be going back to the USA probably in the first part of December for a few weeks. Okay, now for the negative part about living over here. When you have this much poverty in a place, and I'm talking, I haven't brought I bring my camera, I bring my phone with me every day. I I just haven't stopped and taken any videos yet. But anytime you have absolute poverty, I'm going to show you guys some pictures and some videos one day, or probably soon, that will just absolutely freak you out. I see things all the time that I can't believe I'm seeing. A lot of people that work here construction on homes, they make $12 a day. And they usually live near the subdivision that they're making, the building they're making. They usually make these little, like little shanty camps out of corrugated metal and tarps near the building that they're making, or near the subdivision that they're making. And they're making a new subdivision not too far from where I live, so I go by it quite often. There's no running water there. There's no toilets. They use buckets. They have 5-gallon buckets, and that's what they use for their toilets. There's no running water there. It's just a piece of land where they've put up these little shacks. And I was riding my bike past one day, and I saw a boy, maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and he was carrying a 5-gallon bucket. It looked quite heavy, and he was carrying it with his arm, and he didn't speak any English. Most of them don't. So I slowed my bicycle down, and I just to be a nice guy, I slowed my bicycle down to almost a stop, and he stopped, set the bucket down, and I said, "What you got in the bucket, buddy? It looks pretty heavy." And I looked in the bucket, and I wished I hadn't have, because it was a toilet in the bucket. And I said, "Oh, wow. Well, it looks like you got someplace to put that." So I got on my bike and continued to ride. I see so much poverty over here, so much desperation. But I used to really feel sad for these people. I used to really feel sad for them. But probably 90% of it is their own doing. It's unfortunate that they refuse to learn. They refuse to learn English, and not just because I speak English, but that's where there's so many free online things that you can learn. There's even lessons in their own language that they could go on YouTube and learn. Most people over here, even no matter if they're poor, they have some kind of a smartphone. So, but they choose to look at Facebook and games and drink beer and do whatever they do. So my sorrow for them has pretty much gone. I've tried helping so many people over here, and it's never really worked out. It's never really worked out. And some of them are really some of the people I've met over here. They tell me that they're going to try to follow some kind of a lesson plan, learn the ABCs or anything, and then I go back and talk to them again, and they haven't done any of it. So I've just pretty much said, "Oh well, there's really nothing I can do about it." The families over here will sell their children. Mostly girls. I guess you can buy boys too, but they will sell their children. They are in that much poverty that that's just it's just a sad fact of life, and that's just the way it is. It was like that when I got here, and it will probably be like that for forever. They just can't seem to pull themselves out of this cycle of poverty and alcoholism and Just it's just a different life. But okay, so that was my negative part. Now I'll go back to a positive part. Um, if you're elderly, um, and you want to move here and live on Social Security, um, and like I said, they've got some really beautiful, beautiful condos that I've looked at. I mean, just spectacular condos and just beautiful apartments in the city. And they're in the city. There's none out here in the outskirts of town in the subdivision where I live. In the they actually call it the village, but I don't know. It's a subdivision, but they have just some absolutely fantastically beautiful apartments and condos for, it depends on how much you want to spend, $700-800 a month, with pools, gym, elevator. I don't like living in the city because it's too crowded. But if you live on the 9th or 10th floor, you will not hear any sounds of the city street. But if you're an older person and you can get a girl to come clean your apartment or condo, do your laundry, do everything. Probably for $200 a month. So, like I said, it is a cheaper cost of living. It's just you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of things, and I sacrifice a lot of things in a way to live here. I don't speak the language. They speak Khmer. It's a very difficult language to learn. I guess I could learn if I really wanted to, but I'm 67 and I have Translate, and both my wife and daughter speak English, so I use the Translate app on my phone. But I seldom go any place that I really run into a language barrier. But like I said, the cost of living is just so insanely cheap over here because of the poverty, and it's also very hot right now. That's why I usually wear a tank top and shorts. You can't see my shorts, but I'll tell you what. I'll move my laptop. I'm on a laptop right now. I'll move my laptop. You can kind of see a little bit outside of where I live. It's very nice. I've got a nice patio. The houses around me in the subdivision are very nice. There's several expats that live here in the subdivision. There's a guy from Canada. There's a few people from Australia. They all speak English. Down the street from me is a guy from California, same state I'm from. He's from Long Beach, and so he speaks English very well. Anyway, so it's an adventure every day. Every day you will see something that you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I just saw what I saw, and then you're going the next day and you'll see more stuff. So anyways, anybody that watches my videos, I appreciate it so much. I'm just still new doing this YouTube thing. I'm trying to figure out how to put the stuff, the thumbnail across the screen. I'm still trying to learn how to do that on Canva. I have not really been too successful at it, but I'm still giving it a shot. But like I said, I want to appreciate anybody that looks or comments or subscribes. I know everybody says that, put thumbs up, subscribes. I've had pretty good success already. My first video had 22 views. I mean, it's not Joe Rogan, but it's 22 views I didn't have before. So anyways, if you're looking at this, I thank you so very, very much, and I hope you have a very nice day. Oh, and one more thing I was going to take before I go. I'm going to start saying this on all the videos that I make, or maybe not all. You guys see what's happening in the USA. I see it. I watch the news. I watch news over here. I have a VPN so I can watch Fox News because they block a lot of stuff. But get a passport. If you don't have a passport, you cannot leave the United States if something bad happens. So hopefully it won't. Please get a passport. I tell that to everyone. And have a very nice day. And thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment. And have a nice day. I'll see you guys later.